It has become so damn easy to feel like a failure in the era of social networks where every single day we're seeing somebody post something on LinkedIn, they switch their jobs, they started their business, or somebody going on a vacation or a holiday and seeing their lifestyle on Instagram. And all of that can literally make a person feel like that, oh my god, I'm missing out on so many things. But this can only happen when you in your life are not aligned with who you are, and your work does not align a lot with your either your interest or your needs. Otherwise, you will always feel that there is something that I don't have in my life, and these inputs, these triggers from the external environment are going to amplify that feeling. Now, always understand that whatever your core beliefs are, whatever your internal beliefs are about yourself, this world just amplifies it for you. So, do not expect the world to be a rose gold palace where you are always going to be appreciated and appreciated and appreciated, nor it is a very bad world where you're just going to be judged and judged. There is always a mixture of people, there is always, there are mixture of things on social media as well, and our energy flows wherever our attention goes. So we really need to hold our grounds, and the person who holds the ground and they know what they are doing with their life, they know how they are spending their life energy, their time, that person feels grounded no matter what somebody says about them, or they see someone being more successful, less successful, whatever it is. So that is why it is so important to be really, really grounded, especially when you are feeling like a failure. Now, first thing is that acknowledge that something has triggered this feeling inside of you. You may have seen a post by your friend on social media, or your family may got you a news that somebody got admitted into a certain college, or someone is getting married, or whatever it is. So, acknowledge the feeling that you are feeling like a failure at the moment, right? We do not want to change that feeling, because there is something so beautiful in humans that though that feeling does not allow us to settle. That feeling wants us to have more, to go for more, to achieve more. And we don't want to suppress that feeling. We just want to see that where our life energy wants to go, and we want to introspect. That is why, first of all, stay with the feeling. And here, just watching a Sandeep Maheshwari video, or even this video, this is not a motivational video at all. This video is a grounding video. It is going to connect you back to practicality. So false motivation does not help during this time. So acknowledge the feeling that you are feeling like a failure. Now you really need to introspect first at the level of your expectation. Whenever we are in a certain situation, we need to define success for ourselves. For me, success I have defined in my life overall is that me living my ultimate potential. So, for that, I need to keep growing at each and every point to see what is important for me in that moment and keep doing that. And on a day to day level, it is me being able to solve problems very effectively, creatively, however it requires me to be. That's simply my definition of success. You can make yours. You can make ones for the longer term, like I made for my life, that me being able to ultimately live my life potential, and one for the day to day activities, right? Because those things, these values that you make for yourself, and your 20s is always a good time, no matter at what age you are right now, but 20s is definitely a good time to set the constitution of your life, at least for the next few years. How do you wish to live? Because the influence of the world is going to be such that if you do not hold your ground, you are going to be carried away in a certain direction that you don't want to go. That is why this grounding factor is so important. Once you've defined success for yourself, then you need to sit and ask yourself, that is my expectation realistic? what happens is that, for example, you're preparing for an exam and you have done the effort of like 2 or 3 months, but that exam requires you to put in at least 1 year of effort or 2 year of effort. I'm talking in terms of effectiveness, and you wish to be the topper in that particular exam. This is an unrealistic expectation from yourself. Or it can be simply day-to-day expectations, right? So you may be a member in the family who takes care of a lot of stuff in the house, and then you're also expected to take one more responsibility onto yourself and you're not able to take it. That may also make you feel like a failure. So instead of evaluating your situation and then expecting results according to that situation, now you've put this unrealistic expectation onto yourself. So first, you define success. Second is that ask yourself, am I expecting the unrealistic things that should happen with me? So this never happens that people say that, luck has a role to play. Oh, this is that, that is that. We need to be very, very practical here and understand that everything in this universe works on a single law, that is the law of cause and effect. So for an effect to come out, there has to be a proper cause behind it. So have you generated the cause? And are you the only one who is responsible for the cause to be generated? Then you can always have results according to you. But if there are more people involved who generate the cause with you, then the results might not be according to you. For example, the UPSC examination, there's so many aspirants, so many people write the exam. So we can't just say that, it's even if you're prepared hard, it's just a matter of luck. We also have to see the ratio present there, how many people are competing for some handful of seats over there, right? So there you really have to manage, like you give your best, you give your best effort, but if that does not happen, you may feel like a failure in the moment. If your goal was to crack UPSC and to become an IAS officer, then definitely you're going to feel like a failure in the moment. But more than goals, we need to talk about purpose. And that is why I love talking about purpose, where that usually I see people who want to serve the society, they like to take the UPSC path in our country. But if your ultimate purpose is to serve the society, there are so many ways to serve the society. So you can definitely try out the UPSC path. Whatever knowledge you gain out of the study that you did, the pressure that you went through, it has definitely made you a better person. But you may become the IAS officer, you may not become the IAS officer. So UPSC can be your plan A, but your plan B can be a different path altogether, which helps you to serve the society even in a more effective way. That's possible. There's so many entrepreneurs, there's so many business owners who are doing good for the society, and not necessarily everybody is a IAS, IPS, IFS officer. No, they are also solving the problems in the society. So if you are passionate about solving the problems in the society, don't be so stubborn with the path. Keep the purpose, stick to the purpose that I want to work for the society, but there are so many paths. And look at your personality. Your personality aligns with a particular path. So when you choose the path that aligns with your personality, and sometimes you create your own path, that is the time when you flourish completely as a human. Whatever resources that you are there in this world, you serve the best out of those resources. And that path is the most fulfilling path. Everywhere else you're going to feel a different amount of struggle and resistance. Here also you will be required to do hard work, a lot of hard work, but as the energy is coming out of you naturally, some brains are good at doing certain activities very well, so the brain generates its energy naturally. So the brain gives signals. It's very inappropriate to say that the brain generates the energy. Brain gives the signal to your system to generate the energy for a particular task. So understand your personality and choose the path. Same goes with business administration, business management. People who have never done their MBA degree are also great at business management. because they have been seeing their fathers and brothers run businesses. They have seen, they have their family businesses, or somebody can be a first generation entrepreneur and they can see that, okay, let me learn business administration by running a business, because you are having a first hand experience of everything in there. So only, the box of success that has been spoon fed to us, the definition of success that has been spoon fed to us, that okay, this path, you do this, you get into this college, you get this degree, you earn this amount of money, you are successful. And there are only few people who have the courage to really question themselves and break the conditioning. Even an entrepreneur who can employ even 5-6 people and generate employment is doing great service to the nation, because that entrepreneur is feeding somebody, किसी का घर चल रहा है उनकी वजह से, right? So we need to widen our perspectives. We really need to widen our perspectives और अपनी personality को समझ के ही करना है. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपका फ्रेंड ने बिजनेस करना शुरू कर दिया तो कल आप भी सोच रहे हो कि मैं अपना बिजनेस करूं. फॉर सम पर्सनैलिटीज़ द कॉर्पोरेट सेटअप इज़ द बेस्ट सेटअप, क्योंकि सब कुछ ही होता है वहाँ पे. मतलब यू गेट एक्सीलेंट फैसिलिटीज़, यू गेट, आपका बहुत सारी चीज़ें, आपके बहुत सारे हेडेक्स दे आर ऑलरेडी टेकन केयर ऑफ, एंड यू वर्क ऑन द प्रोजेक्ट्स, लाइक you work on these particular things that have been given to you. So for certain personalities, certain situations, certain needs, the corporate setup is an excellent setup. And for certain people जो भाई बैकफुट पे रह नहीं सकते, need more creative freedom, they're ready to learn from the failures, they're ready to fail fast, they are ready to digest failures, they're ready to digest rejection, come to the entrepreneurship and the business management part on your own. So you choose the path that aligns with your personality, and then you fail fast. If you're not sure, you can start from any route, try different routes out and see what works for your personality. But the best thing that I think happened to me before I turned 25, I'm yet to turn 25, I found out what I love to do the most. And I was listening to one of the speeches from Steve Jobs. I love his work. I admire him a lot for everything that he did. And he says these things, that find out what you love, because that is something that is going to sustain you for life. So Steve Jobs was, he made Apple computers, and he was the founder of it, and then he was like thrown away from his own company. There were some issues and he was thrown away from his own company, but then he didn't stop what he was doing. He made the next venture. He went for the Pixar animation venture, and he said this happened only because of one reason. He could bounce back only because of one reason, because he loved what he was doing. So when you have that kind of love and passion for the things you do, you are ready to fail like even 100 times. So 100 times you fail, 100 lessons to be learned, but you will be so confident to say that this learning, whatever I have learned, whatever I have created is of my own. My life is the creation of my own. And there is a different kind of freedom, there is a different kind of power, there is different kind of confidence when you say that you are not just a product of circumstances and situations, you are a product of your own creation. And that is truly a successful life. So think over whatever I have said, and I would love to know your comments, your perception on success and failure, and how do you define it in the comments. Thank you everyone. You can subscribe to the channel if you liked what you see.